That's my absolute pleasure. Welcome to Pranayama. I'm Marion Gray. You're checking in?
Yes, my wife and I. She's just coming. Come along, dear.
I'm coming, darling.
Is this Baron Battenberg? I have no idea. Who is Baron Battenberg?
The real question is, where is Baron Battenberg? He vanished 5 years ago after a sports car was dredged up from the Thames. No sign of a body. Rumour has it his wife Marion murdered him. It was quite the sensation in the tabloids.
You should think it jolly well would be.
The point is, there have been sightings before in India, Marrakesh, Istanbul, but the family are certain he's dead. Or all except his brother Edwin, who swears he's alive and who just happens to be living with Marion.
Oh, the Baron's wife.
They run pranayama together, a couple's retreat right here in Great Slaughter. I've had a tip-off that the overrated hack who wrote that, Victor Goodbody, puffed-up little newshound, is convinced that the man in the picture is in fact Edwin in disguise. He's on his way to pranayama as we speak to expose either Marion or Edwin or both as the Baron's murderers.
Why do you think they killed him?
I haven't a clue, but if anyone's going to find out, it'd damn well better be me. I will not be bested by the Times, not on my own patch.
Oh, Baron bloody Battenberg. Apparently the Met are getting flack for not investigating properly, and they're kicking the flack to us. So now I have to look into a 5-year-old murder, if it even was a murder, and Leslie wants results ASAP.
Well, how serendipitous. Ruth's about to look into the very same case.
Oh, good luck with that. I hear they're notoriously press shy.
Oh, and you think flashing your warrant card will make them confess all?
You both have a point, because you both have a problem. Solution, you go undercover. With each other. As husband and wife.
You can't be serious.
Absolutely not.
That's ridiculous.
Well, no one would believe for a second I'd be married to you.
Charming.
So, Simon and Kate, how long have you two been married?
Almost 6 years.
You'd get less for burglary, wouldn't you?
My husband's sense of humour's an acquired taste. I've yet to acquire it.
The aura between you. It's not at all good. We can change that, of course, but first I want to know, what do you want from each other?
Well, I'd just like Simon to be a little less insufferable.
Yeah. I'd like Kate to make more of an effort. She's in her dressing gown most days. Swears like a sailor, smokes like a chimney.
And there's that sense of humour again.
I think you two have come to the right place. Let me show you around.
There are various group sessions which I'd encourage you to join, but you do feel free to take time out for yourselves. Sometimes all a strained relationship needs is a bit of peace and quiet. Do you have children?
Yes. Peggy, Felix, Sam, Ruth.
Stop. We're stopping at 4.
I have a feeling you'll appreciate this. Pools of tranquility.
Our guests come here for private contemplation.
It's lovely. The whole place is.
Thank you.
Edwin and I, you'll meet him. We built it from nothing.
Is that Edwin Battenberg? I'm sorry to ask, it's just we saw an article in the paper, didn't we?
Yes.
About him, the missing Baron, being spotted. He was your husband, wasn't he?
He still is, I'm sorry to say.
And do you really think it was him?
It was a bad picture, but
Yes. John T. only pretends to be dead, so I can't clear my name.
when the violent, philandering swine does return, I'll divorce him.
Here at Pranayama, we practice gratitude and love, we commune with nature, and we center our body and minds through meditation and, of course, yoga.
Yoga.
That's it. Lengthen those spines. Reach for celestial vitality.
This is ridiculous.
If you can't do it.
Very good, Mrs. Satang. And now let's bend from the hips for Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. Legs and back straight. That's it. Feel the energy flowing through you.
Excuse me. Who are you?
Victor Goodbody. Times.
You're not welcome here, Mr. Goodbody. This is private property.
Excuse me, did you say Goodbody? Victor Goodbody? Oh, I've read all your articles. I think you're just brilliant. I had an article published once in the Woman's Weekly. I'd just love to pick your brain sometime.
Sure, sweetie. But I'm working right now. How about you call my office? Huh?
Thank you.
I'd like to talk to Edwin. Ask him if he's made any recent trips to London.
Well, he's busy and he hasn't left this place for weeks. Now I'd like you off my premises. This is a place of sanctuary. It's for couples only.
You seem inordinately threatened by my presence, Mrs. Battenberg.
My name's Gray. I rejected my husband's name a long time ago, just like I rejected his money. How does that fit with your little narrative that I murdered him?
Money's not the only motive to kill. We all know the Playboy Baron enjoyed his women as racy as his cars. A scorned wife could easily tamper with a man's brake lines.
Told you to leave.
Marion, let's not give in to anger. I think it's best that you go.
Huh?
Don't come back. Ever.
Bye-bye, sweetie.
Is he leaving? I can hardly walk after that. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little peckish. Come on. Excuse me, is there any meat in this?
No. No, there isn't. We don't believe in murdering innocent animals just so you can gorge on their flesh.
Right, understood. Well, this will do nicely. Love a good carrot.
Honestly, Connie, you didn't have to bite his head off.
Well, he wanted meat on the menu.
Looks like compost.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Mrs. Clam's cooking.
You're a brave man, taking on Connie. I'm Ben. It's my wife, Lee.
Oh, pleased to meet you. Simon.
Kate, how long have you been here, Lee?
Kate asked how long we've been here.
Oh, sorry, I'm deaf. About a week, but we paid it for 2. Ben keeps threatening to go home. But we're going to stick it through, aren't we, love?
Yeah, I said so, didn't I?
I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. Are you an actress?
No. But I did win Miss Croydon 61.
Did you? Oh. Oh.
Touch each other's faces, bodies, explore, be welcoming. This is your other half, your anchor, your soulmate. Say hello.
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 And now I want you to hold hands and say what you love the most about each other.
I loved my father very much. Wait, hear me out. He was a brilliant journalist. Great mind, quick instincts. Best I ever saw. You remind me of him, sometimes.
What I like, love about you is your ambition, your independence. And you're not half bad to look at either. You look...
A fright without makeup. And yes, this nightdress is from Woolworths. At least I don't look like a 10-year-old in my pyjamas.
I was going to say you look beautiful. And yes, I haven't worn pyjamas since I was 10. Damned uncomfortable.
Well, get used to it, because so is the floor. I'm not sharing the bed.
Fine. I'll need these then.
You don't need all of them.
Of course I do. Remember, I'm 10. I may want to build a fort.
Look, can't I just have one pillow? Oh! 11:30. Oh, thanks for waking me. Where the hell have you been?
I thought you'd want to sleep. God knows I haven't. I've just walked miles to find a telephone box to report back to Loseley. Hang on, is that Goodbody's car? What's he doing back?
I've no idea. I looked for him but couldn't find him. Mrs. Satang thinks she saw him walking off with someone towards the woods.
She thinks.
Oh, poor eyesight.
The woods, eh? Maybe he's onto something. Fancy a walk, Mrs. Wilson?
All right.
Suddenly idyllic.
Yes, lovely. Peaceful.
I can't stand it.
Oh, me neither. I miss my noisy office. Typewriters clacking, telephones ringing.
What I wouldn't give for a stiff drink and a nice juicy steak.
Oh.
There's smoke over there. Wonder what started it.
Oh. Must have been the sun. Weren't these the ones Goodbody was wearing?
There's shirt buttons here. And more. There doesn't seem to be anything else.
Well, what would you expect to find?
Oh, wait, there's another button.
Sam.
It's Goodbody's body.
I'd say the poor chap died no more than 2 or 3 hours ago.
Okay, so between 10 and 11.
He has defensive wounds on his arms. Clearly he was bludgeoned, but with what?
Exhibit A. Found it over there.
Why was he shirtless? Excellent question, Peggy. It's unusual to rip one's clothes off scattering buttons about.
Well, maybe the killer made him strip.
Look at that. He's missing his mandibular second premolar.
Hardly surprising if he was bludgeoned.
True, but the presence of a bloody handkerchief suggests he was injured earlier. Punched, possibly.
Button, back that up, please. Felix will question the guests first, then the staff. We don't want anyone leaving.
Well, you can't question them yourself. You'll blow our cover.
Ruth, someone has been murdered.
Well, I know that, but we had a deal.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't have time to cleanse my chakra.
If I may interject, Ruth's right. Reveal yourselves now and you lose your advantage. Felix and I can still report to you, or just pretend that you're Simon and Kate.
You can't be serious. Am I supposed to go along with this nonsense?
Kate and I went into the woods for some nookie.
Yes, that's right. And we saw something buried in the woods, didn't we, darling?
So you just decided to dig?
I imagine you're both in shock.
Oh, it was awful. I only spoke to the man yesterday. He was a brilliant journalist. But, Marion and Edwin threw him out.
Well, he was here uninvited, so yes, we asked him to leave. That's the last either of us saw of him.
Okay, did anyone else see him?
I did. This morning, by the pond. But we only talked for like a minute.
What about?
I was upset. He asked if I was all right. I said yeah, and he left.
Right. Mrs. Sai Tang saw Mr. Goodbody go into the woods yesterday. I would like to question her.
I think she's in the meditation room.
Right.
And I'll head to the lab. In case anyone here was wondering.
Well, do come with me, everyone.
Ben. It's a nasty cut you've got on your knuckles. How did you do that?
I had an argument with Lee. No, not like that. I punched a tree.
Ah, I see. It's just the dead reporter. Someone knocked his tooth out.
I wouldn't know about that. What do you care? You're not a copper.
Oh, yeah. This is so much easier.
Between 10 and 11, I was here. Clearing up after breakfast.
Alone?
Yes, alone. Marion can't afford any more staff, and I am happy to do it.
How long have you known Marianne?
I was her housekeeper in London. And before you ask, no, she did not bump off her husband, pig that he was. No. No guessing here out of hours.
I was told there was a first aid kit.
On the shelf. Look, I don't know what happened to that journalist, but it's got nothing to do with anyone here. We don't kill things at pranayama.
Eureka. Oh, is anyone bed?
Unfortunately for me.
Propriety intact. So I noticed that Goodbody's eyes were rather bloodshot and swollen. One might assume that was to do with a sudden, violent death, but something was niggling me, so I employed the use of fluorescein to make sure. No, it's a dye used to reveal superficial irregularities on the surface of the cornea. Lo and behold, there was evidence of sun damage from staring directly at the fiery orb with dilated pupils.
Why would he stare at the sun?
How to put it? He was as high as a kite, hence his state of undress. I did a blood test and found traces of lysergic acid diethylamide, otherwise known as LSD. Psychedelics produce hallucinations and apparent expansion of consciousness,
So someone killed Goodbody while he was intoxicated?
Precisely. Could the killer have dosed him to render him helpless?
Psychedelics?
Well, it's not illegal.
It's not, but Ben chickened out anyway.
I didn't chicken out. I changed my mind. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I never said you were boring, just that you needed to try new things.
New things, new people, same difference, right?
Oh, for the last time, Ben, I am not interested in other men.
Okay, I get it. You two argued.
Yeah, but then we made up, didn't we?
Yes, I can vouch for that. We have the room next door.
Can you say what time they returned? Just curious.
Well, I was asleep, but they woke me up at 11:30.
So there's still half an hour that's unaccounted for.
Look, all I can say is Ben was with me. I don't know what happened to that horrible journalist, but it had nothing to do with us.
Excuse me, is there a payphone here? I need to check on the children.
Yeah, there's one in reception.
There's a payphone in reception.
Quick catch-up. Goodbody was dosed with LSD, almost certainly by the killer. Question, where did they get it?
Yes, we administer LSD to some of the guests, but Goodbody wasn't a guest.
Excuse me, sister.
We suspect he ingested it unknowingly, or perhaps unwillingly.
Where have you been?
I'll tell you later.
Well, it couldn't have been us. I'd taken some myself, and Marion was guiding us all through it.
You took the drugs too.
It opens my eyes fully. You yourself might want to try it. Your piranha looks particularly blocked.
Never mind my piranha. Were there any eyes fully on the LSD?
I suppose someone might have taken the bottle when we weren't looking.
Well, we have some more in the office. It could have come from there.
You two really should be more careful.
Or, perhaps they were careful to construct the perfect alibi. Consider a room full of witnesses to vouch for their presence at the exact time of the murder. But how reliable are those witnesses?
While your guests were under the spell of psychedelics, either of you could have slipped out unnoticed.
So you're saying one of us left the session, dosed the journalist, lured him to the woods, then killed and buried him?
Well, it's possible. I hear that you lost your temper with Mr. Goodbody only yesterday. You violently pushed him.
Violently?
Marion doesn't have a violent bone in her body, and neither do I. Here at Pranayama, all life is sacred.
If you forgive me, Mr. Battenberg, that is evidently not the case.
I knew it!
Ben!
All this time you've been sleeping around!
I haven't!
All right, that is it. Come on.
Are you all right, Lee? Did he hurt you?
Ben had never hurt me.
Well, then what happened?
He found them. I'm not cheating on him or anything. I don't want to get pregnant yet. We really want to have kids, but I don't think he's ready to be a dad.
I'm sorry.
It's not his fault. He's never really had anyone till me. He's been in and out of care. Borstal. That's in the past.
And what about your past, Lee? See, I remember the article now. When you won Miss Croydon. It was written by Victor Goodbody. He implied that you only won because you went to bed with one of the judges.
He only wrote that because I wouldn't sleep with him. I was going to be the face of Alderson Soap, but they dropped me after that. I know what it looks like, but I swear I don't know what happened to him.
Well, maybe Ben taught him a lesson.
No, I never told him about any of that. If I had, he would have...
You better hope you didn't lay a finger on her.
Of course not. What'd you take me for? I love her.
Maybe so, but you can't deny you've got a temper. Did you punch that journalist?
Yeah, I did. Because he was a creep. But that was all that happened. Look, I saw him with Lee at the rock pool. She was upset from our fight, and he looked like he was upsetting her even more. So after she left, I belted him.
You said you punched a tree. You are such a liar.
Oh, I'm a liar. Really? I thought I just found out that bathroom.
Oh, that is not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not. At least I was defending you.
I do not need you to defend me.
Have you got any more cotton balls?
What are we doing here?
My neck is killing me.
Still. All right. Sit down. No, sit. It's what happens when you sleep with 3 pillows.
Sleep? I've forgotten what that is. Oh, that's it. Just a little on the left.
You've also forgotten my question.
Oh, sorry. Ben said that he punched Goodbody here, and I'm just trying to figure out what happened next. Oh, maybe he... Hang on. What's that?
Bingo.
Jolly good find. I'll of course have to confirm it matches the missing tooth, which I suspect it does.
But we already know Ben hit Goodbody.
She's right. It doesn't give us anything new.
Au contraire, every nugget of information is significant.
Nugget.
Oh, yes. Very good.
Sister Boniface, back again, I see. Well, we're just about to sit down for breakfast. Would you like to join us? We can set an extra place, couldn't we, Connie?
The more the merrier.
I must confess, I skipped breakfast this morning. I'd be delighted.
Good.
Gosh, how kind of them.
Au contraire.
I'm sure it's nicer than it looks. Oh, Grace. I haven't said Grace.
Good idea. Just let the eggs get even colder.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Bon appetit. Your praying didn't help then.
No, it did not. Right. I'll get a mould of Mr. Goodbody's teeth done forthwith. Oh. I find any more fish in my goggles, I'll be sure to let you know.
Sorry, what?
Oh, good grief. There are 2 of them now. How marvellous. Anyway, Pip Pip.
Sister? Sister? Her pupils are dilated.
Oh, no. Is it LSD?
Must be. Okay, come and help me.
Oh, an octopus. So many tentacles.
What do you reckon, Shelley? Should we take it to the ship's doctor?
Oh, yes, Shelley, because of the,
Is Sister Boniface all right?
Does she look all right? She's been given LSD. Which one of you did it?
You're accusing us?
That's why you invited her to breakfast, wasn't it? So you could lace those awful eggs or the orange juice.
Climb the rigging! It was a buffet, and I topped up everybody's glasses. If I'd put something in it, you all would have been affected.
I have a good mind to ask for a refund.
She's going to be all right. Right. Let's say Marion did murder her husband. Could Connie have killed Goodbody to protect her friend?
Possibly. But any one of them could have killed him to shut him up. The question is, what did he find?
Nothing, I suspect. Oh. As the game goes, he was getting warmer.
Sister, how do you feel?
Oh, well, I wouldn't recommend the experience. It was certainly mind-expanding.
Your mind doesn't need any more expanding.
Thank you. But in this case, perhaps it did. Where is it? Oh, yes. Behold, pirate treasure.
Is she still hallucinating?
I think she is.
No, that's what I saw. My subconscious was telling me. Goodbody was searching for his missing tooth in the fish pond. Did someone fear that he'd find more than gold?
What are you doing? I dropped my wedding ring.
Oh, stop that! You'll disturb the fish.
It'll take more than that to disturb them. Like sharing a pond with a skeleton.
What?
How long do you think that's been there? 5 years, perhaps?
You saying that's my brother?
Well, who else would it be?
Jonty! He's been here all along.
There's a gash across the edge of the rib bone there. Do you see it? It appears he was stabbed with a large carving knife or kitchen knife. As you can see, the clothes aren't fully decomposed. So did you kill your husband, Miss Gray?
I have nothing to say.
Are you protecting someone?
I said, I have nothing to say.
Okay.
I know some distressing things have occurred here in recent days. Anyone wishing to leave will be fully reimbursed, but I do hope that you stay. Activities at Pranayama will continue as normal. I only ask for some quiet time to meditate and to process the death of my brother. Thank you.
I reckon if we pack now, we could be in the pub in just over an hour.
What are you talking about? We can't leave yet.
Why the hell not? Marion's clearly guilty. You've got your scoop.
Have I?
We still don't know who drugged Sister or why.
Well, she seemed to enjoy it anyway. All right, we'll stick around for a little while longer, for the sister's sake. So, you decided to stay?
Me and Ben promised to stick it out.
Well, if things get out of hand again, you know where to find me.
For the sister's sake, my foot. On second thoughts, I am leaving.
That... Ruth.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
What are you talking about?
What? They're trying to save their marriage, and you flirt with her.
I was not flirting. I happened to be concerned for her welfare.
Oh, well, your concern for Miss Croydon 1961 is deeply touching.
OK, fine. So what if I was flirting?
I'm supposed to be your wife.
Well, let me remind you, you're not actually my wife, and I see no reason for you to be jealous.
Jealous? Don't flatter yourself. I wouldn't marry you if you were the last man on earth.
Really? Then the feeling's mutual.
Oh, Sam.
Marianne's still not cooperating, and I don't believe that Connie and Edwin didn't know anything, but I can't prove that they were involved, so...
In the Baron's death or Goodbody's?
Either.
Speaking of Goodbody, this just in. An exact fit, also as expected. Hello? What's that? There's some kind of fibre embedded in the plaster.
What is it?
With any luck, a smoking gun.
Sir, Simon and kids.
Hello. What can we help you with?
Sorry to interrupt.
Interrupt? No, we were just packing.
Right, you are. Anyway, focus. I just discovered something stuck between Goodbody's teeth, a single strand of medical gauze. It had high traces of LSD on it.
Wait, remember that bloody handkerchief? Goodbody used it to stem the bleeding after he got punched.
Oh, I tested that too. It had no trace of LSD on it at all, which means he was subsequently given some gauze to bite down on, soaked in LSD.
So if we trace the gauze, we find the killer?
Exactly. Unfortunately, it's a commonly found product, such as one would find in any first aid kit.
Wait, a first aid kit?
First you accused me of drugging a nun, now the journalist.
Did you?
No. Anyone could have used that kit. Just like anyone could have dosed the sister's breakfast.
Actually, I've been pondering that one myself. How could someone slip me a Mickey, as it were, before our very eyes? Explanation, our collective eyes were closed in prayer as you passed seamlessly amongst us. 1 or 2 drops from the bottle hidden in your pocket, and hey presto.
You can't prove I did that.
Then you won't mind the sergeant searching you?
I suppose it would be foolish not to dispose of the bottle. But that apron's clearly not a fresh one.
It most certainly is not.
Which means if the bottle was ever there, there'd be a trace of LSD in the lining. A simple swab test in my laboratory would settle it.
I will use it. I swear.
I'll go, shall I?
That's it. Give yourself over. That's it. That's it. Feel that prana into your lines. That's it. Loosen up. Well done. That's it. Very good. There, let me free.
Get up! What on earth are you doing? Connie Dumas, I'm arresting you for the murder of Victor Goodbody. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be put into writing and given in evidence. You're a copper. Yeah, sorry about that. D.I. Gillespie. Felix?
Oh, Ruth Penny, Albion Bugle.
So, you're not even married?
I drugged the sister because she had the tooth from the pond. I was afraid she'd look under the rocks.
So you killed Goodbody for the same reason?
I lured him into the woods while the LSD took effect. I told him that's where the Baron was buried.
Did you kill the Baron too?
Yes.
Why?
5 years ago in London, he tried to force himself on me. Marion had left the house, but she came back unexpectedly and saw him. So she hit him with a fire poker, and we ran. We came here, Great Slaughter.
Wait, he was still alive when you left?
Yes, but a few days later he came looking for her. Marion was out running errands and I wouldn't tell him where she was. He got really angry and he came at me. So I stabbed him. I was scared that I'd hang for it. Or worse, that they'd blame Marion. So I buried him. And I never told anyone.
Bodies are heavy, Miss Dumas. There would have been blood. You expect us to believe that you disposed of both of them by yourself?
Yes, I did. Marion never knew a thing, neither did Edwin. I took the car myself and made it look like an accident. And that's the truth.
You've got some nerve coming back here. You already printed your story. What more do you want?
It's not the whole story, though, is it? I can believe Connie killed and buried Goodbody, but your husband, you really didn't know. I give you my word, this will stay between us.
Why should I trust you?
Because, Marion, you went through hell in your marriage, and I wouldn't betray a woman who's been through that.
Connie and I were both here that day. She stabbed him to save me. Like you said, sometimes women just have to stick together. We watched him dying on the kitchen floor. We didn't help him. Suppose that means we both killed him. I called Edwin and told him what we'd done, and we were going to confess to the police, but he said no. He helped us bury him under the rocks, and then he took Jonty's car and drove it into the Thames.
He covered up his own brother's murder.
Edwin knew what kind of man he was. And he always loved me. No, never like that. You could say we were kindred spirits. All three of us are after what we did.
And that's why Connie confessed to it all.
It was her final gift to us. I wish there was some way to repay her. But perhaps there are other ways to give back. Helping people love each other again. Like you and Simon.
It's Sam. And we were just pretending.
If you say so.
To returning to civilization.
I'll drink to that.
It wasn't all bad. We made a good team, don't you think?
I do.
In fact, perhaps it wouldn't be the worst thing if we teamed up again. Not at work, I mean, you and I.
Sam, I've been offered a job at the Times. They were impressed by my article and they want me to replace Goodbody.
Wow, that's... What did you say?
I told them I need to think about it. What do you think I should do?
When have you ever needed someone to tell you what to do? This is what you've always dreamed of.
But it's just a job. I mean, I am happy here with you.
But how long will that last for? If you pass this up...
Well, you could come with me.
Can you really see me at the Met? too much like hard work. Besides, what would the sister do without me? Congratulations, Ruth. Your father would be proud of you. As am I.
Great slaughter won't be the same without you. But sail forth you must. To valiant adventures.
Promise you'll come back and visit?
I promise.
Are you sure there's no room for me in there? You can drop me off at Scotland Yard.
Darling Felix, you're needed here. Well, goodbye. I'll miss you all.
Dazzle them, Ruth. Just like you dazzle me.
I'm sorry, Sam. While it's a positively spiffing day for women's liberation, it's a sad day indeed for love.
Love? Who said anything about that? It's probably for the best. No ties. Ready to play the field.
Plenty more fish in the sea. Or mermaids.
Mermaids?
Sorry. Never mind.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess with hair as golden as the sun. Her father told her if she was virtuous and pure, then one day she would marry a handsome prince.
Right. Before we get to business, felicitations are in order to our chairman, Aubrey Frobisher, and his new bride, Bunny, on their recent, well, dare I say, whirlwind nuptials.
I managed to persuade her to join our humble troupe. She was an actress, you know.
Yeah, well, I gave up treading the boards when I met Aubrey. We just couldn't stand to be apart.
Theatre's loss was our gain.
Oh, sweet man. I would be happy to add a touch of professional stardust into your little pantomime.
Well, 4 weeks to our opening night on 23rd of December, so we have got our work cut out. First and foremost, the appointment of a director.
Now, although this is a break from tradition, I would like to propose the appointment of a guest director. Now, you may know that Jonas Blake has recently taken up residence in Great Slaughter.
He was writing nearby and came to see Aubrey for some investment advice.
Who is Jonas Blake?
Well, only the hottest playwright in town. He penned Sir Laurence Olivier's new hit play at the National Theatre.
Yeah, a splendid chap, despite being an Australian. He's keen to get involved in the community. When he heard about the pantomime, he offered to sharpen our script and offered his services as director.
Well, I rather think I've proved my director's mettle in the critic's words, triumphant rendering of 3 men in a boat. Robbie.
A directorial feat.
Well, undoubtedly a triumph, Samira, but this is enormous. Audiences and critics will flock to see Jonas Blake's first foray as a director.
In which case, as one of our most esteemed actresses, shouldn't you be in the spotlight, not behind it?
He hinted that Laurence Olivier is going to attend our first night.
That would show Deirdre Glenister.
Is that a line, Mademoiselle, of that orator?
Indeed. What do the statutes say, Dottie?
Clause 18, subsection 5. The exclusions allow participation of non-members if the appointment is ratified by a vote.
All those in favour?
The eyes of the world will soon be upon us. This must be GSAD's biggest and best performance yet. This year's panto cast needs swelling. And my little birdie tells me that you have a fine singing voice, WPC Button. I mean, perhaps you could be our Cinderella?
Go on then, sir. Suppose every girl dreams of playing Cinderella.
Livingston, Gillespie.
Acting's not really my bag, sir.
No, the G-sides are not for me, sir. Oh, sir, I will say I am quite intrigued by this pantomime. So, the principal boy is played by a girl, and then the dame is a man. And the audience spend the entire performance heckling the actors.
Oh, my error in giving the impression that that was a request. I want you both washed and brushed and ready to audition at 3 p.m. sharp, and that is an order.
Still looks a few pounds short of a Christmas feast.
Dare we say, a little on the scrawny side?
She looked like that.
Yeah. What you're calling scrawny is well-muscled, and you're Terry.
Oh, the Sunday school medley are auditioning for the pantomime this afternoon, so I need volunteers to chaperone.
Sunday school medley.
Sister Reginald, you are excused. Your time would be better used fattening that bird, or there'll be no second helpings for anyone.
Stay.
Which leaves you two.
Yes, Reverend Mother.
I was on to be in the pantomime.
I see no reason why not.
You were raised in the Australian outback, son of a sheep farmer. And Jonas Blake is a nom de plume?
A stage name. I started out as an actor, and Dwayne Baker from Kookaburra Gull didn't quite have the ring.
Why did you give up acting?
I was terrible at it. Fortunately, I discovered I was better at writing lines than chewing them.
Tell us how the angry man of Melbourne has come to be directing a provincial pantomime.
I'm writing a companion piece to my Tony Award-winning Rift, entitled Nadir, and I hope to direct it. It's a chance to flex my directorial muscles. I promise you a pantomime like no other.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Blake.
You have an interesting face. Innocent, yet full of angst. Are you trying your luck today?
Copy to fill, deadlines to meet. Hi, Peggy.
Hello, Norman.
It is a lot of time. Locked up in close proximity in a small group for weeks on end. It can get emotionally
Boniface! Sister Peter, make sure the children behave themselves.
Right. Children, settle down. Children, please. Charlotte, do not eat that. Put it down. Not there. No hair pulling, Clive. Or throttling.
Please! Any more of this, and I could have you arrested for breach of the peace. Hands on heads. Form a line.
All yours, sister.
God bless you. This way, children. Miraculous timing. They are quite a handful. You here on police business?
If auditioning for CC loosely counts.
But we're only signing on for walk-ons. On the brighter side, we could expand our social circles.
I don't want to.
Nonsense. We've come too far to give up now. This is Wilf Wilson who would like to sign up.
Well, how do you think that's appropriate?
He's an altar boy at St. Vincent's. And if high mass isn't drama, I don't know what is.
I can concur with that. Well, I wonder what the staff at Grimley Chase would feel about one of their patients gallivanting off at all times.
I've spoken to the warden, who agrees that Wilf can be trusted to get himself to and from rehearsals.
Reverend Mother lent me a bicycle.
That's maybe. But I don't think the audience would like to see someone like him on stage. Actually, we do have a vacancy for assistant props master. How does that sound?
It sounds important.
Oh, yes, it is. Very. Well, shall I put you down?
Please.
Excellent. Come on, let's go.
The princess grew up virtuous and pure, and one day she met a handsome prince. He said he loved her and gave her a golden egg, but the handsome prince turned into a frog.
My love? Have you, thought about Jonas's proposal for this new play?
I prefer to risk my money on something less fickle than theatre audiences.
As his investors, think of all the people we'll meet and all the parties. You could show me off to the world.
Oh, I think I'd rather keep it for myself.
Miranda! Must you always creep up on us like that?
You're late.
Jim's lame. I had to put a poultice on.
You spend too much time at the stables when you should be out meeting people.
Yeah. A few new clothes and some decent makeup wouldn't go amiss either.
So I can snag myself a rich husband.
That's enough, Miranda. I've said that you'd help backstage at the pantomime.
Oh, thanks.
As long as you're under my roof, you do as you're told, young lady. Is that understood? Oh, honey bunny, come here.
Peggy Button made a charming Cinderella.
I mean, can you believe that Bunny Frobisher had the audacity to audition? I mean, Cinderella is an innocent young maiden, and she's neither. As for actress, no one seems to know what she was in.
Gwen Pike had it from Doris Pound that she played bit parts in a Shoreditch variety theatre.
Aubrey Frobisher will rue the day, you mark my words. Has the cat got your tongue?
She's got an eye. Oh
dear.
Is that it? The Great Slaughter Reef Thief? How many have been stolen?
Well, 2 so far. One being Miss Thimbles, who may well have mislaid it.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Casting is announced. Well done, everybody. Oh, and special congratulations to you, Mr. Wally, for bagging Buttons.
On Buttons? Peggy Buttons? Looks like we may be spending a lot more time together.
Wouldn't count on it.
I'm Buxom Wench 3. Crowd rehearsals only.
Bunny Frobisher is your Cinderella.
Frightening woman in the furs.
Our director wants to add more maturity to the role.
Oh well. At least I'm not Horstensia.
Who's Horstensia?
You are. And so are you, Inspector Gillespie. Well, splendid stuff. Oh, and don't forget, costume fittings this afternoon.
What's wrong?
Hello, excuse me, emergency.
We wish to report a mutilation.
Any thoughts, sister?
Well, it's definitely human. Lack of decomposition suggests it was removed recently. Claw and beak marks indicate by a bird. Medium-sized scavenger, so possibly a crow.
Who then dropped it for Tibbles to find?
There are signs of active bleeding.
Which means?
The victim was alive when the eye was removed.
Excellent news, sister. Obviously not for the victim.
How's that feeling, Tom? Bill, add a little extra padding downstairs. Okay. Mr. Frobisher, you must be Miranda. I've assigned you as props mistress. And this is Wilf, your assistant props master. Well, I'll just let you get on with it.
Hello.
Hello. Are you sure this was a good idea? It's bad enough at home with her looming like a black cloud.
I did warn you she was difficult. But don't worry, my darling. I'll do something about her. I promise.
As long as we're rid of her.
Oh.
Chicken.
I'm sorry. My family didn't want me either.
You don't know anything about me. Please, just keep your nose out of my business.
We've been checking missing persons and we think we need to mount a search, but it's taking a lot of time, so I'm afraid we're going to have to bow out of the pantomime.
Hang on. The eye was pecked out by a bird, you said. So that gives us a search radius of, well, literally as far as the crow flies. Well, that's an impossible task. You see if Sister Boniface can, narrow it down a bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in the meantime, I think police resources would be better utilised elsewhere. Giddy up!
Can someone show me to my dressing room?
We're a democratic troupe. The artists all muck in together in the green room.
Mr. Blake, can you spare a moment?
Anything for my leading lady?
This leading lady doesn't have a dressing room, and I need privacy to hone my performance.
Well, we wouldn't want you unprepared. I'm sure, Vera can sort something out.
I'm sorry, I was so filthy. I was seething, but I didn't mean to take it out on you.
It's okay.
What did you mean when you said your parents didn't want you?
I was, deviant. So they sent me to the orphanage. And I'm grown up now. I live at Grimley Chase.
The asylum? Do you like it?
Everyone's old. And they're all poorly. I don't have any friends.
Hey, neither do I. Girls my age are only interested in boys. Whereas I prefer horses.
I could be your friend. I love animals. And I promise I won't talk about boys.
It's a deal.
Why do I have to be the back?
Because the senior officer always leads from the front.
My family better not find out about this.
The princess returned to her father's castle, but he was angry his daughter had married a frog, and so cast her out into the winter snow, where she would freeze and her eyes pecked out by crows.
Intriguing.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, one and all, for sharing my vision. To re-envisage the genre by returning to Aschenputtel, the Brothers Grimm original. After all, real fairy tales don't have happy endings. This isn't what I asked for at all. This won't do.
My proscenium has been much admired.
Red, green, blue, yellow, it's also primary.
Oh.
Whereas I see monochrome, light and dark, representing the battle between good and evil, and in between, every shade of grey.
Ah, genius. Very Gormenghast.
Yes.
Excellent. Oh?
This will be a pantomime like no other. Together, we will make history.
Hear, hear.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
That makes two of us, Dottie.
Are you sure you're feeding him properly?
Yeah. Best quality cornmeal. Mixed with oats. Because he's a bit of a feather plucker. And raisins, very fond of his raisins.
Then why isn't he getting any bigger?
I wondered that. Perhaps there's something wrong with him. What? Like bird virus? Maybe to play on the safe side, we should get a turkey from Ted Button this year.
We took vows of chastity, obedience, and poverty. When God gave Abraham the ram in the burning bush, did he say, no, thank you, Lord, and get a bigger one from the butcher? Double his rations.
Right you are.
C.C. Lodesley insists we narrow the area before we mount a search.
Yes, I thought he might.
Can you do that?
Negative. Any forensic evidence was removed when Mrs. Clam put the eyeball in a jar of pickling vinegar.
So we're stumbling.
Oh, on the contrary. The eye has it. Window to the body as well as the soul. I'm currently building up a medical profile of the victim, which may help us identify him.
From a pickled eyeball?
Well, Horatio Nelson and I have been spending quite some time together. Yes, although there is a 50% chance they're a Horatia.
And what have they told you about themselves?
Well, they're aged 70 to 80, judging by the stage of a cataract. A pterygium growth suggests they spent a lot of time outside. They're diabetic, and they needed glasses for long sight and astigmatism.
So we're looking for an elderly person that likes the outdoors and wears glasses. Well, that's half of Great Slaughterhouse, sister.
If I can measure the focal distance of the lens, then I can mock up the prescription and see if the optician recognises it.
Excellent work, sister. And sooner rather than later. For all we know, the victim could still be alive.
Papa, je suis revenu. Bulgaria, dyspepsia. How was your trip to Paris?
Absolument fantastic.
Oh, Paris. We saw it all. Christine Dior, Channel, even St. Laurent.
That awful turd.
That wasn't the Eiffel Tower you saw. That was your ugly mush in the mirror.
Can we speed it up, please, Buttons, and maybe a tad less of the grimacing?
This thing's heavier than it looks.
Positions. Pick up from hard up. What's that?
Yes, what's that?
The rest of their shopping.
We ran out of suitcases, so we had to buy a wardrobe. Girls, you're bankrupting me. I might have to get a job.
My grandfather always used to say, as one door closes, another opens. Lovely man. terrible carpenter.
Cause of death appears to be a stab wound to the heart. Serrated edges suggest a jagged blade, approximately 2 inches in diameter. Query some kind of hunting knife. Redness and irritation around the mouth and the rope marks to his wrists suggest that he was chloroformed and tied up before being stabbed.
This wasn't in the heat of the moment.
Rigor mortis has set in. Seems he's been dead for at least 6 to 8 hours.
What was Aubrey doing here well before rehearsals?
Perhaps this has something to do with it. Look, the last entry in his notebook, Henson CFYC, wheels.
Okay, let's make a search for the knife and take statements from everyone that was here.
I'll see if his wife or daughter can shed some light on this.
His daughter went home in shock. I'm not sure Mrs. Frobisher's fit for interview.
Well, we'll check back in with them in the morning, shall we?
Police are here, ma'am. Oh, I was just looking for photographs. We were only married a few short weeks, and I have so few memories.
How did you and your husband meet?
Had a restaurant in London. A widow and a widower dining alone. And somehow we got talking. After my husband died, I never thought I'd find love again. And then this wonderful man swept me off my feet and... I'm sorry, we were so happy. I'm sorry. Thank you.
When was the last time you saw your husband?
Around midday yesterday. He was supposed to be taking me out for lunch, but he had to dash off for a meeting with Samira Rowbottom. He's a frightful grump. And that was the last time I ever saw him. My poor Aubrey. Who would do this to him?
Did your husband have any enemies?
Other than the obvious. He was sending her away, you know. I need someone to fetch my wrap from my dressing room.
Can you manage that?
His name's Wilf. He's not here to fetch and carry for the likes of you.
Miranda, show some respect to your stepmother.
For what? Being a mutton dressed as a lamb gold digger.
How dare you?
You are a rude, insolent brat who thankfully I won't have to put up with for much longer. Are you going to tell her, Aubrey? Or am I?
We've decided it's time you were independent. You have a place at Secretarial College in Edinburgh, starting in the new year.
No, I don't want to go.
It's time you made your own way in the world.
What about Jim?
Well, I'm sure we'll find a good buyer for him.
You can't do this, please. I'm begging you.
It's my final decision. And remember, Miranda, you brought this on yourself.
There's something not right about that girl. I haven't seen her shed a single tear.
One more thing. Do the words Henson, CFYC wheels mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting to get ready for. Ruby will see you out.
Bone dry. His daughter isn't the only one who hasn't shed a single tear.
Gentlemen.
I think Jim likes me.
Horses are great judges of character. Better than humans.
Will you stay with Jim now?
Expect so. This was my mother's home. And now it's mine. Maybe I'll start a livery stable. That way I can spend all day with horses.
You could even help out if you like.
Do you really mean that?
Of course I do.
Will you ask your stepmother too?
Don't even joke about it.
Miss Frobisher.
I'm paying my condolences.
That's very considerate of you, Wolf. Do you mind if we have a private word with Miranda?
Why don't you have a go? Long, slow strokes.
We're sorry for your loss, and rest assured we're doing everything we can to find out who did this.
Thank you.
Were you and your father close?
He went out of his way to avoid me because he thought I killed my mother. She died giving birth, and I was a constant reminder.
Can you tell us where you were yesterday between 1 and 4 p.m.?
Riding. I took Jim out on a hack.
Can anyone verify this?
You think I killed him?
No, it's just we understand that your father had asked you to leave home.
And I hated him. And he wasn't much of a father. But he's the only family I had. And if you're looking for someone with motive, try his merry widow. I'm sure he's left her well provided for.
Thank you, Miss Frobisher. We'll be in touch if there's anything else.
Good day to you, Mr. Simpson. I seek assistance tracking down a missing person, aged over 70, with astigmatism in at least one eye and hypermetropia. I took the liberty of calculating a prescription. Sphere minus 1.75, cylinder minus 50, axis 70.
Robbie! Here, Robbie! The Glennisters are building a conservatory. Expect an invitation from them so they can show it off. We'll never hear the end of it. Do you know, I was thinking, maybe it's time we enlarged our backside.
Yes, dear. The police are here. Do you want me to stay?
There's no need, Mr. Rowbottom. We're just trying to trace the last movements of Aubrey Frobisher.
Better get off to work, Robbie.
Excuse me. Thank you for lunch, dear. Very nice.
Bye. We understand that you met with Aubrey yesterday morning.
Pants.
I beg your pardon.
Pantomime artists no trust. It's a GSAD charity. All the money from the pantomime ticket sales goes towards local worthy causes.
I see. And what was the reason for the meeting?
Well, I'm treasurer of GSADs, and Aubrey was chairman. Why are you asking?
It's just his wife mentioned he was a bit on edge beforehand.
Being married to a woman like that would keep any man on edge. If you must know, it was merely a routine meeting to go through the accounts.
I take it they're all in order.
Impertinent. I have an excellent head for figures.
Then you'll have no objection to us taking a look.
Be my guest.
Mr. Frobisher's existing will, leaving his whole estate to his daughter, was nullified on his remarriage. Accordingly, he was in the process of drawing up a new one, leaving generous provision for his wife, while his daughter would receive the house and the rest of the estate. I believe he discussed this with you.
He may have mentioned it, but I had no interest. We just got married. I didn't want to think about him dying.
Well, I'm afraid he was yet to sign it, which means he died intestate, without a will.
What does that mean?
In such cases, the bulk of the estate passes to the surviving spouse.
But that's not fair.
It's the law, I'm afraid. Of course, given your father's wishes, I'm sure Mrs. Frobisher would want to do the right thing.
Of course.
Bunny Frobisher, the grieving widow, twice over. Let's find out what happened to husband number one and get a copy of Aubrey Frobisher's will. Let's see what she stood to inherit.
Miranda Frobisher, the ungrieving daughter, and she was furious that her father remarried also. He was sending her away.
Samira Rowbottom. She had a routine meeting about the charity accounts. But we know it was last minute because Aubrey Frobisher had to cancel his lunch with his wife.
Horatio Nelson has a name. Silas Caleb, age 72. Oh, and an address. About 8 miles east of Little Wilmscott. According to the optician, Silas Caleb was a known recluse. He only came into town for food and supplies.
Which would explain why no one reported him missing.
No obvious wounds to the body or ligature marks. As he was still alive when the eye was removed, I'd say for now the most likely cause was hypothermia. Could you help me move him, please? Just pop him there.
Could he have taken ill and collapsed out here?
But why was he outside without a coat on and slippers on his feet?
Well, judging by these splinters of wood, I conjecture he was incapacitated inside, then dragged out here and left to freeze to death. This was murder.
Right, according to his family tree, his wife died in 1946. They had one child, although I can't see the name, it's been struck out.
Must have been quite some estrangement.
An elderly recluse living alone, seemingly nothing to steal. Why would anyone want to murder him?
Or sent him a Christmas card. A hand-painted one at that. The little match girl. Season's greetings and a happy ever after.
Tragic as it is, the audience is king.
So we're all in agreement. We can't let our public down.
Colin could step up as narrator.
Poor Bunny Frobisher can hardly continue. So we're a Cinderella short as well.
I cast my vote for Peggy Button. Her audition was delightful.
Second that. I third it.
No one was asking you. What does our director think?
She could add a certain rustic charm.
All those in favour?
My dear lady, we weren't expecting you.
Our sincere condolences.
And I can't let you down. The show must go on. It's what Aubrey would have wanted.
I've bought you a present.
A winter strawberry! My favourite. And I'm so hungry. How can I ever thank you, Buttons?
How about a kiss?
Oh, but I've never kissed a boy before.
It's easy. Close your eyes and pretend you're blowing out a candle.
And Buttons goes in for the kiss. This side of Christmas would be nice.
I can't work with this Pinocchio.
Take a few minutes, we'll look this up later, and perhaps we can work around that kiss. We have to make allowances for grief. At the same time, let's unearth some of that raw, unrequited passion. You fantasize about deflowering this young maiden.
It might help if she was young and maidenly.
Moving on to the glass slipper scene, did you all get your revised script?
Yes, I think what Tom is trying to say is, do we really want the ugly sisters dismembering their toes to fit into the crystal slipper?
Well, all I've done is return to the Brothers Grimm source material.
What about the kiddies?
They'll lap it up. Children love to watch bad people get their just desserts.
Children aren't nearly as innocent as they'd like us to think.
Then we are agreed. Where are props? We need to talk shears, sausages, and fake blood.
Does nobody have anything to say about this?
You can't have a revolution without spinning the wheel.
I share your sentiments, Tom. They're possibly not the choice of words.
How much longer before we announce ourselves to the world?
Perhaps longer than a day after your bereavement.
I can't spend much more time in this godforsaken backwater.
Nor will you. I've put the feelers out to Larry and he's keen. With him as our lead, we can't fail.
I'm more than just a checkbook, you know. Have you thought about a leading lady?
The final decision rests with Larry, but once he's seen you. Goodbye, my Cinderella.
Oh, dear. A fox, we assume?
Yeah, devious little beggars. Must have dug in under the wire.
There goes our Christmas dinner. If it is God's will we go without, then so be it. Perhaps Sister Lawrence can rustle up a mock goose. It was all very well in the war. And we've plenty of potatoes.
We need to talk about you leaving.
This is my home.
It's my home now, and I'm selling it and moving back to London.
You know my father wanted it to be mine.
Of course he would have wanted me to make provisions for you. You will receive an annual allowance of £250. Obviously, you'll have to support yourself as well.
Where will I go?
I suggest you take that place up at Secretarial College.
You evil old witch!
The words you are looking for are thank you. I'm not obliged to give you anything, especially after your behaviour toward me.
I know you killed him. Did you kill your last husband too?
I won't lower myself by responding to that. You have until the new year. So if I were you, I'd start making plans. Enjoy your breakfast.
A known recluse with no family or friends, except for this estranged child. Let's start by trying to find them. Is it too much to hope that you've got anything on Aubrey Frobisher?
I took a look at the figures, and we are talking a substantial amount. Last year's takings were over £2,000.
Anything suspicious?
No, the figures all add up. But I did figure out one thing. So all of the charities, CFYC, Henson, and Wheels, they're all supported by Pants. I'm going to look at the addresses and follow up.
Morning. There's someone you may want to add to that board.
I'd hardly call it an affair.
So what would you call it?
Un bon dînage du théâtre. The flame burns bright for as long as the rum before turning to embers at the final curtain call.
And how long was this bon diège going on for?
Just a few weeks. What could I say? She showed willing and I was weak.
Coincidentally, her new husband was a wealthy man.
And you're starting a new show, I believe.
Mea culpa. I must confess to using this provincial opportunity to attempt to undo Aubrey's purse strings.
Can you tell me where you were on Tuesday between 1 and 4?
Pounding the keys and praying for the inspiration of Foth. I hope I'm not a suspect.
Did Aubrey find out about the affair? Perhaps there was a fight and you stabbed him.
I admit to being a philanderer, but I'm also a gentleman. If Aubrey had found out, I'd have taken a punch on the nose as his cuckold's prerogative. The suggestion I'd stab him is frankly insulting.
We'll let you know if there's anything else. Thank you for your time.
And for yours. I'll be seeing you at the full props rehearsal tonight, and I do hope you're off book. Or should that be on the hoof?
The princess made her way to the Frog Prince's kingdom. But the king and queen didn't want it known that their son was a frog.
torture, an assault on the senses. What do you think you're doing?
I expect they've been rather busy investigating the brutal murder of our chairman. They just need a little more rehearsal time, that's all.
Who is Hortensia? Why does she dance? Why Cinderella weeps? What is this about?
She's a pantomime horse.
She'll go to the knackers yard and be turned into glue before the start of Act 1. Off stage. Thank you for your contributions. You're no longer needed.
Fine by us.
You can't get rid of Hortensia.
Cinderella will wear a vial of glue around her neck as a reminder of her loss. So, what do we all think? Oh, for goodness sake, Samira, spit it out.
Shall I get your medication?
I'm afraid it's too late.
Do we have an exact time of death?
9:30.
Yet rigor mortis has already set in, which is unusual, as is the opisthotonus. The rigid extensions of her limbs, and there are traces of cyanosis to the face.
So she didn't die from a heart attack?
I conjecture some sort of fast-acting poison. Oh dear.
Sister?
It transpires we have some sort of serial murderer on our hands.
So the question is, who's next?